Go.
I didn't see you there. My name is JD Salinger, and this is my garage, obviously, and I'm here to talk to you about on my new web series that I'm calling JD Salinger's Back from the Dead. I'm here to talk to you about a couple things. I brought a couple of my friends, some really great authors that come on, let's be honest, you guys don't read, so a bunch of good authors with PhDs in science and math and blah, 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 whatever. But what we're going to talk about today is about women and men in society. And what we're going to talk about is, the different things that manifest between men and women, let it be conversation as being children, racial, just the normal, average, everyday questions you might ask yourself during the workday. You know? So I'm going to bring out my authors right now. I'm going to introduce them right now. And here they are. Well, I was just kidding. No one is actually going to die. But never mind about that. Let's cut to the real chase, because J.D. Salinger cuts the chase. It cuts the cheese. The authors I'm going to bring out today are David Brooks, Judith Butler, Audre Lorde, Rashawn Ashanti Young, and Deborah Tannen. And the way that I conducted these interviews, I did it beforehand, because J.D. Salinger plans it beforehand instead of doing it live. And for whatever apparent reason, they did it in a high school metal shop room. I have no idea why all of them were together at the same time, and they had prepared answers to the questions I was going to ask them, which is impossible, because how would I give them the script if I'm in Los Angeles and they're in some sort of high school metal shop classroom thing? There's no way I could give them. So they look like they're reading off of a script, but I think it's just the data or something. I have no idea. But here are the interviews with David Brooks, Judith Butler, Audre Lorde, Rashawn Ashanti, and Deborah Tannen.
That's your turnaround?
Just whip higher. What are your experiences, or have seen situations where men and women differ in conversation?
Well, growing up in Chicago housing projects, it's very hard, but not impossible. The struggle is very real. With motivation and determination, you could do anything, and I believe that this is my strongest and most important experience of my life.
I have seen situations where men and women tend to act differently from how they usually act around their friends. I have noticed women using a lot of hand gestures when they speak to the opposite sex or anyone in general. Men tend to become louder if they are in a larger group of friends.
Was college where you saw a lot of diversity among men and women?
I don't want to say college is where I saw most of the diversity between men and women, but you definitely do see it at college. I feel that everywhere else, you see diversity between men and women almost every day and anywhere you go.
It definitely was. There was a ton of interaction between different cultures, including men and women.
In college, I saw many diversities between men and women. I saw that in colleges, there's only a little over 40% of college students that are male. I also saw that 2 million fewer graduate from colleges over the past decade than women.
If a man talks in a feminine, or let's say a higher tone voice, does he become less masculine in a way?
I personally believe that the tone of a person's voice should influence the way someone views each other. For example, if a man speaks with a high tone, that doesn't mean that we can judge him and think that he has a feminine or shows feminine features. For all we know, he can be the world's strongest man or be something more masculine than we are.
In today's society, men take it in an offensive manner. I've heard of children and adults being killed for speaking in a different or feminine way. Other men won't accept it.
Are women really complicated?
I've been asked this before, and my opinion has not changed. I do not believe women are complicated. I believe that that's a title men have given women just because they might ask for something directly, or they might want you to know what they want without having to say it. And men do the exact same thing yet it is not viewed as complicated, so I do not believe women are complicated.
Both men and women are complicated in my point of view. It could depend on the way they respond to things or how they simply act to consider them complicated.
I believe that not only women are complicated, but everybody else is too. I know for a fact that nobody is perfect, and that everyone has those days when they're just completely out of it or have their head in the clouds, and anything might trigger their temper to go off.
I'd like to thank everyone that came on the show today. David Brooks, Vishana Shanti Young, Audrey Lord, and unfortunately Deborah Tannen couldn't make it because her limousine crashed. Typical. Anyways, next week's show, Oprah's canceled now. I took over her show, and next week we're going to be exposing the Illuminati with, well, if I say it, then Jay-Z's going to have to kill me, but I'm interviewing Tupac. Fucking Tupac. He's alive. If you don't believe that, then I don't know what you can believe. JD out.
Bye.
Bye.
We should have just took a selfie.